Today at Blade HQ, we're looking at a whole bunch of pocket cleavers. I carried the FLATIRON and I also carried the mini SHEEPDOG. I went into this thinking like, why would you want a cleaver blade? It just doesn't seem that useful.
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed this one a lot. What is up, guys? Today at Blade HQ, we're looking at a whole bunch of pocket cleavers. What's the plan with this, Zach?
Plan is to dive into some traditional kind of field kitchen cleavers. Like you said, we're looking at some production pocket cleavers, some yet to be released pocket cleavers, and then we got some cool stuff going on that end of the table.
We'll also address your hands, and at the end of this video, we will announce the winner of the Bowie knife from previous videos. Let's get into it. What's first, Zach? Probably your hands.
Can I do my hands first?
Yeah.
All right, guys, so, you know, there's comments sometimes about my hands being dirty, and I scrub them, and I've got like every type of mechanic soap you can imagine, but I've been working in some wood, doing a lot of staining and varnishing.
For a trade show booth at Blade Show.
A lot of staining and varnishing.
What do your hands really look like today? Just unveil them.
Yeah, let's unveil them. Let's just unveil them.
Oh, they're nasty.
So, they're nasty.
We tried to hide them, but we're unveiling them instead.
Yeah, production was like, hey, dude, you should really cover your hands. These are bad. And I'm like, these are bad. And that was our plan, but they didn't fit. So, well, I just won't touch a lot of knives.
You're a working man, and I think the first knife is a working knife, so let's get into it.
Okay, I'm gonna pass it to you. This is the El Chapo.
This is the El Chapo. This is from Tops Knives, 1095 steel. It runs about 140 bucks. And we pulled this one out first. In fact, we should do both of these at once. Let's pull the other ESEE out as well. This is the ESEE EXPAT. Here, let's put them side by side here. So the thing about both of these, 1095 steel, this one is gonna run you at 140, this one's gonna run you about 170. The Tops comes with this kind of chintzy little sheath, whereas the ESEE comes with a more solid sheath. But we pulled these out because these are kind of your classic choppers. Classic cleavers.
What?
So the thing about these is this is kind of where a cleaver knife started. Obviously this is kind of an outdoor version of it. You can use it as a camp knife, that sort of thing. But if you were to go to a butcher shop, you're gonna see a knife similar to this.
Exactly, both of these, they're a butcher style cleaver. You can use them in the field for different uses, but primarily it's probably a good like camp kitchen cleaver, that type of thing. And I mean, they're thick too. Like they're not messing around.
Like look at the thickness on these guys.
Yeah.
Just side by side. And they're both, this one's right at about a pound, this one's over a pound. Heavy knives. So the thing is, this is kind of the anthology of the cleaver in my mind, is like a knife looking like this.
Yeah.
But then you get the pocket knife guys having a lot of fun with it. So you got guys like Serge Panchenko, you got other guys that are making pocket cleavers and doing that. So the first one on our list today is the GERBER flat iron. And this one was just announced at SHOT Show. In fact, this knife says sales sample on it. And this one's inexpensive. It's gonna run probably around 30 bucks.
Yeah.
8CR13 MOV steel, or I think it's a 7CR17.
Yeah.
But a Chinesium steel, you got an aluminum handle on it. So if you're looking to get into the cleaver game, but you don't wanna break the bank, this is a great option. So guys, Matthew and I are out here filming. Matthew doesn't want these little willows here for the shot. So we're gonna test this GERBER flat iron. Take those out of there. This water smells like ducks. Delicious.
Yeah, and I was able to handle these at SHOT, and then GERBER actually sent us some advanced ones for us to carry.
Yep.
And
how many did they send?
They sent 2.
And why do we only have one on the table, Zach?
Because one's on the side of the road, somewhere in Salt Lake. So if you want one early, go look on the I-15 in Salt Lake.
Left it on his bumper. He like pulled over on the side of the road, left it on his bumper, and then drove off without the knife. So somewhere in between Lehigh and Salt Lake.
I haven't lost a knife in over a decade, and of course I have to lose an unreleased GERBER.
Absolutely. So this one also comes in G10. The one on the side of the freeway is G10. So also in the budget range, what do we got here, Zach?
This is the KERSHAW Sinkovich. This is the pub friction folder. So really nice basic blade, 8CR13 MOV. It's got the bottle opener here, and it's a friction folder, which is kind of neat. That's been kind of a thing going on. The cleaver thing, the friction folder thing, these are both kind of things that are happening in the EDC community right now that a lot of guys are stoked on.
It's a cool little KERSHAW. I mean, it's a friction folder, it'll hook on your keys. Not a ton to say about it other than it's like 15 bucks on the website. 15
bucks, and it's just a cool little bar hopper.
So the next one on the list here is the SPYDERCO, where affectionately we've called it the Wayne.
Yes, the Wayne.
The Wayne Johnson. It's actually called the Rock. It's the SPYDERCO Rock. Serge Panchenko design. And let's be honest, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I think in my mind, Serge Panchenko is one of the guys that has really popularized the Cleaver.
The Cleaver, yeah.
And I think this rendition of the Rock is a beautiful knife. In fact, you and I were sitting here talking, Zach, about how we carried this one.
Yeah, we carried this one as well.
We both picked up the Spidey flick off this particular knife.
Yeah, that was one thing that I noticed with this knife. I never carried a Cleaver blade. I actually enjoyed it, like all the ones that we carried. I was like, oh, Cleaver blades are actually cool. I thought it was just like a trendy thing, but I actually liked them. But yeah, this thing Spidey flicks like a dream. It
does.
Yeah.
And so the other thing, I pulled this out of my pocket at my daughter's birthday party.
Oh yeah.
A bunch of kids around, and my brother's there. He lives in Chicago. He's like, of course you'd carry a butcher knife in your pocket. I'm like, whoa. Sometimes I think we forget that in the knife world, this is not necessarily a long blade. This is what? How long?
3.1 inches.
3.1 inches.
Yeah.
But to somebody who doesn't carry a knife, lives downtown Chicago, this is the sort of thing that you pull it out of your pocket and they're like, whoa.
Well, and I think the blade shape, right? Like it's almost like pulling out a dagger blade, right? It kind of has an aggressive look to it.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. But I kind of went into this whole Cleaver experiment. So I carried this one, I carried the FLATIRON, and I also carried the mini SHEEPDOG. And I went into this thinking like, why would you want a Cleaver blade? It just doesn't seem that useful.
Yeah.
But what I found is I ended up using this in a pinch grip fairly frequently, like choking up on it, and it actually pinch grips great.
Yeah, no, the pinch grip is great, and when we get over to the mini SHEEPDOG, it's got a little cutout on the top of the blade that worked really good for me as well.
So I actually enjoyed this one a lot. It's a little big for my taste, but at the same time, I thought it was a great knife, and it functioned extremely well, particularly as like a box cutter and that sort of thing. You choke up on that thing, and I feel like you've got a lot of control when you're using this knife.
And just in general with the Cleaver blade, I was worried not having a sharp, a pointy tip that I was going to lose some sort of, but I never found any
that's
any
what I
loss
felt too.
at all. I was surprised.
Because I think most of the tasks that you're doing are more slicing tasks than pokey stabby tasks.
Exactly.
Right, and the Cleaver blade does excellently there.
Totally, yeah. And this is a VG10 steel, goes for about 175-ish for that rock.
Solid.
For the Wayne.
Guys, we're going to talk about the KIZER SHEEPDOGs and mini SHEEPDOGs here after the commercial break. Guys, I want to tell you about these brand new Guardian Tactical OTFs. These are fantastic. They've got some brand new patent pending technology in them. They're going to be dropping on our website on May 8th, and they are fantastic. So go check them out on the website May 8th. Now, the other thing I want to tell you about is the SPYDERCO Delica in that teal that everybody's painting their guns right now. So you can get this Delica on our website right now, and it's an exclusive release from SPYDERCO. So there you have it. All right, guys, and we are back from commercial break. Now, Zach, I haven't let you touch any knives on the table yet because I felt like with those dirty hands, they might be...
They're not actually dirty, they're just stained, and I can't get it off.
Hold this one, tell us about it. Okay. Look at those dirty hands. Get a close-up.
I'm gonna try to, I can't hide it. Okay, so this is the KIZER SHEEPDOG, super great knife, designed by Chris Conaway. It's got S35 VN steel, and it goes for about $204.
Yep.
Super great knife. This has been something that's been, a lot of people have been lusting after. I actually really like it, but I was like, man, I wish that they made a smaller version.
And so they
which
did.
actually brings us to...
So, we got an early release of this guy.
Yeah.
This is the mini SHEEPDOG. You can see it's the exact same shape. Part of the Vanguard series. So the Vanguard series from KIZER is going to be a little more inexpensive. This one's going to run about $70.
VG10 blade and G10 handle on that one.
But you can see basically the exact same knife shrunken down a bit. Now I carried this guy. Comes in two different flavors. KIZER mini SHEEPDOG there. This one comes in the black and the green G10. I carried the black one. You carried the green one.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I loved it. I honestly, this was my favorite one out of all of them. And like I said, something that I really liked, when we were talking about detail work with the Cleaver blade, it was something I didn't expect. But you've got this awesome little, I don't know if we call it jimping, if we want to just call it cutaway, whatever you want to call it, that I actually had my finger on and used quite a bit. And
do you know what's
really
funny about that? So I actually reached out to Chris Conaway on Instagram. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, Chris, what's the deal with this thing?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, it's just a design choice. Because it almost looks like a ferro rod striker or something.
Something like that, yeah.
And I'm like, was it intentionally? He's like, yeah, but it was just a design choice.
Interesting. Well, I found it actually be practical and useful. So cool, that worked out great.
That's super cool. So on the table, I'm just gonna jump into this. This was my favorite knife that I carried as far as cleavers go.
As far as cleavers go, me as well.
It's right in my size range. Like, I loved it. Like, I haven't had a knife that I've carried that I was like, I think I need that.
Yeah.
For a long time. Like, these other ones were great to carry, but a little long for my taste. This one is right in that range that I love. So I'm pretty stoked about the KIZER mini SHEEPDOG. And the price is in that cheap sucker range.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah,
right. So
it's
you got
perfect.
your size, you got the price. It even has a little bit of Ben Blue.
A little bit, just
little
enough
dash
to,
of Ben Blue.
just enough to like entice me in. You know?
Exactly. Well, and I showed my dad this one, and he really liked it, but he was concerned about fit for his hand because he has bigger hands.
It's definitely a small knife guy.
It is a smaller knife one, and so he actually came in and bought a regular sheepdog yesterday.
Nice.
So it's kind of cool. So.
Nice. Next one on the list, guys, is the ARCFORM SLIMFOOT. This is a Jeff Blofeld design, and so we threw this one in. We kind of had this argument about what constitutes a cleaver. So this, clearly, a cleaver, right? Is the SLIMFOOT a cleaver or a sheep's foot?
Or a Warncliffe.
Or a Warncliffe?
Yeah.
So we kind of just went down this rabbit hole of what constitutes a cleaver. And honestly, I don't know that we landed anywhere.
We didn't land.
We'd love to hear from you guys what constitutes a cleaver. This one we have listed on our website as a sheep's foot, but I think you could argue
It's starting to border on that cleaver, and I think that's what
like
you get.
what is the difference between those blade shapes?
Yeah, exactly.
This is officially from Chris Conaway, a cleaver.
Right.
This is a sheep's foot.
Yeah.
So we threw it in there just to stir the pot.
Let us know in the comments, because we talked about this for about 30 minutes and didn't land anywhere.
We didn't.
So, yeah.
So SLIMFOOT is a titanium frame lock. You got the lock bar insert. You got a carbon fiber inlay there on the handle, a scale there, and S35 VN steel as well. Just a beautiful knife. I love the backspacer on it. And some of the styling cues here are really nice. I like how they've kept like the billboarding on it really simple. So the logo's really simple. It's very clean.
It's a very clean, just simple, I think is a good word. It's just a really clean, simple knife, and I like the lines on it a lot.
Also comes in a copper edition.
Yeah, which makes me super excited. I love the copper, especially with dirty, grubby hands. It,
Absolutely.
It wears in really great.
Faster patina. Faster patina. Here, should we lefty this?
Ooh,
look at
there
that.
you go.
Look at that. Beautiful knives. So, next on the list, Zach, I think you need to handle this one.
All right, this is the...
Zach said, before we started, Zach's like, I won't handle any knives on this one.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to handle any knives, but here we go.
It's on. Look at those grubby hands.
Look at those grubby hands. Try to hide them. So this is the Andre de Villiers?
Andre de Villiers, yeah.
Villiers, okay.
Yeah, he's South African.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was French or somewhere else. So this is the Pocket Butcher slip joint. Now this is the standard size. He also makes a mini, which is kind of cool. Price is $290-ish. Bowler, what is it? Bowler, it is N690. I wasn't sure if it was N390 or N690. Yeah, so N690, and yeah, just a great little knife, really pretty. This particular one has a bone handle. He has a bunch of different handle types that go along with it.
I think ADV's kind of been one of those, along with Serge Panchenko, that has sort of defined this genre, this cleaver genre, quite a bit. He's got that one, and then we also
I was going to say
one.
A ton of his lineup is just full-on cleaver.
This Ring Butcher, the ADV Ring Butcher here. Super cool knife. In fact, this one was kind of a late arrival to the lineup today, just because we saw it and we're like, hey, that's sick. This one's going to run about $320, and if you're familiar with the CRKT ringed Razel, it kind of has that look and feel to it, almost a karambit ring on there, full tang. But this is just the kind of knife that you're like, I got a sweet knife.
Yeah,
like,
for me, it's like. So one of these pocket cleavers and one of these like, old school style cleavers had a baby.
Yeah.
And that's what you get here. Like you could almost just always carry that.
Yeah.
Like it's right in that range.
Yeah. And you want to talk about like pull it out at a birthday party.
Yeah, pull that out at a birthday party.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Anybody need to cut some cake?
Yeah, seriously, man.
So on this one, micarta handle, S35VN blade.
Nice.
And price is right around $320.
It includes this little tech lock on the back.
Yeah.
So
no,
that's
the sheath on this is actually really well designed.
Excellent design. Then the last one on the list, this one's sweet, man. This is the VDK Impaler. And I think this one, there's no argument about. This is a cleaver. It kind of has this upsweep to it. Yep. We kind of argued about that too. We said, does a cleaver have to have the upsweep? And it was like, well, the sheepdog doesn't, but it's kind of like,
but
this definitely has the look.
Yeah, it has the look, but then the sheepdog does have kind of that down sweep.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So yeah, and this one's a little more stylized.
Yeah, dual grind on this one, super cool. And the thing I love about this one is this handle. You look at that jimping on there, and this is a, oh gosh, is one piece of titanium. What do they call that? Integral. There it is. Yeah. Yahtzee. Yahtzee! Also has the integrated frame lock. The integrated frame lock plus the lock bar insert as well. So very cool knife. It is called the VDK Impaler.
You know what the V stands for in VDK?
Victory.
It stands for Vlad.
I killed that vampire!
Which is pretty amazing.
Basically, if you want to buy the Vlad Impaler, there it is.
I love it.
Runs about 385, S35 VN blade. Yeah, cool little knife.
So Zach, you carried a few of these. You've seen
Yeah.
a few of them. Which one is the one you take home with you?
We'd already touched on it, that mini sheepdog.
Yeah.
For sure, I'd take that mini sheepdog.
Even over like a more expensive one?
Yeah. It was the size because, like I said, with this Cleaver blade, with this particular one, when you talk about detail work, like I could just right there, right, or I could get in and pinch it, and yeah, it was a different way to use a knife that really worked for me.
Cool.
So yeah, but
that was also my favorite.
I was gonna say
Hands down.
that the rock comes in close though because that Spidey flick.
It is super fun to
That
Spidey
Spidey
flick.
flick is just so sweet.
Yeah. It's like perfect placement.
It is.
So there you have it, guys. Let us know which one you would take home with you down in the comments. You can buy all of these Cleaver knives at bladehq.com. We'll have another video coming out for you next week. Be sure to like and subscribe. Here's some mail from you guys. We asked if you wanted to see Ben's knife collection, and you guys said yes, indeed. So we'll have Ben's knife collection coming out. And then we had the winner of the Bowie knife as well. Who won it, Zach?
Josh Yancey.
Josh, send us an email to marketing@bladehq.com, and we will send you the Bowie knife. There you have it.